Hey, Shalom, Israel, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Rock a Thumb. My brothers, Yahweh Shemal, the Thun by Hashem Yahweh, the sisters. Bear with me 1 second. We're going to let this class open up for like 5 minutes, and then we're going to get it rolling, all right? If y'all got any questions, y'all can put them in the chat. All right, no sweat. We going to get this thing rolling, Israel. All right. Precinct Officer 5000 Rakab. Israelite School of UPK, 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. Dropping this truth since 1969. All right, been hitting them street corners, waking up so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, giving them back their identity, their heritage, and as y'all know, Valentine's Day is right around the corner. So with that, it's very important to have a proper understanding of what a healthy relationship is supposed to look like and what love actually is according to the Most High, right? You know, everybody grew up in the Christian church, I'm sure, or the Muslim mosque or what have you. And what you think love is some feeling of deep affection, right? when that's not the case. So we're going to expound on that a little bit more and give y'all the complete understanding of how to be strong when it comes to ruling over your woman, right? Not being weak under your woman, but having authority over her. And if you a sister, being submissive to a man, right? So let's get right into it. And before I do though, right, that's very important because in today's society, it's almost like a role reversal. Like you got sisters and they have more so of a masculine spirit on them, and the brothers inside of this kingdom have been effeminized, right? So in order to resolve this problem, we're going to go straight to the scriptures and we're going to show you the proper order for everything. So we're going to start at 1 Corinthians 11:3. If that music is getting to y'all, let me know some. I don't know how loud it's coming through on the other side, but you know, we're gonna get right into it. All right. Matter of fact, we're gonna start at 1 Corinthians 11:1. All right. 1 Corinthians 11:1. Be ye followers of me. So this is Paul talking to the brothers at Corinth. He's telling them to be followers of him, right? Follow after his example that he set, even as I also am of Christ. So Paul was saying what? That he's a follower of Christ. And ain't nobody on the face of the earth laid down a better example on how to conduct yourself better than Christ. So who better to model yourself after than Christ himself or somebody that follows him? Let's read on. Now I praise you, brethren. So this is Paul talking to his brothers according to the flesh. Paul was a Benjamite. All right. Paul was an Israelite from the tribe of Benjamin. All right. Let's read on. And his brothers are Israelites, the 12 tribes. That ye remember me in all things and keep the ordinances. What are ordinances? Ordinances are laws. So remember the laws that come from a government, right? You got to understand that Christ was basically, he came through and he showed the Israelites how to properly govern themselves successfully as a nation, right? So Paul's saying, remember them ordinances, right? As I delivered them to you. So Paul delivered them to him. He delivered them to the brothers at Corinth, right? He delivered it to all the brothers, you know what I'm saying, that he dropped the truth on. So he was dropping the truth. He was teaching these brothers. That's how he delivered it to them. All right, let's read on. But I would have you know, but for your information, let's read on, that the head of every man, meaning what? Who's over the man, right? Is Christ. So Christ is over the man. All right, let's read on. And the head of the woman is the man. So now you have Christ over the man and you have the man over the woman. All right, let's read on. And the head of Christ is the Most High. So this is the power structure. You got the Most High, you got Christ, you got man, and then you got the woman. That's the proper family structure. All right. Now, this is important to touch on because, you know, the family structure has been crippled here inside of America. And anywhere that the Israelites have been scattered, our family structure has been destroyed. You understand? And the reason for that, a major factor when it comes to the destruction of our households, of our family, is the Christian church. All right. You know how? Because they get them sisters up in there. Now the Christian church, they specifically craft a message to cater towards sisters, right? And it's And what's the purpose for that? To get their money. So this preacher, this pastor don't care if it means all of our people suffer and all of our families are destroyed, as long as they could get money out the deal. As long as their family is together and their pockets is full. Right? Meanwhile, they try to give the black woman a false sense of empowerment through the messages that they conveying in that Christian church. You know what I mean? They tell sister, you don't need no goddamn man, right? That's one thing. If a brother don't got a job, you should kick him out the house. Now, I just seen something with Mike Epps. It was a little comedy skit, but you could tell it was something that the brother was feeling deep down inside, where he said, you know, basically, if a brother don't have a slavery, then you shouldn't even be telling nobody what to do. You should be walking on eggshells in the house around that black woman. You know what I mean? As if your financial status determines your position in a relationship. Versus, now who made that up? That's the ideology of America. That's not what the Most High said, because that's not what's in the scriptures. Show me in the scriptures where it say that, you know, a man's financial status determines his position in a relationship. You won't be able to do it. I mean, but I can show you the family structure that's inside of this Bible. You know what I mean? And brothers gotta fight that. Brothers gotta fight that demon that's trying to, you know, make them be submissive to a woman. You know what I mean? Don't let no woman take your masculinity from you. Don't let no woman treat you like a bi. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have some backbone when you're dealing with these sisters out here. All right? The perfect analogy I could give you is one that the brothers dropped on me when they said the black woman is like a lioness. And in order for you to tame that thing, you gotta be a lion. You understand? So with that, we're gonna move on to the next scripture. Let's go to Ephesians 5:22. We're going to keep this thing pushing. All right. Go to Ephesians 5:22. All right. Wives. So now, this is a message that's being addressed specifically to women that have husbands. It says, wives, submit yourself. What does it mean to submit yourself? Submitting yourself would be to yield to the authority of someone, right? Let's find out who to submit yourself to. Where we at? 22. Hold on, Salakia. Submit yourselves unto your own husbands, right? So not Creflo Dollar, not TD Jakes, not Farrakhan, but what it say, submit yourself, it say to your own husbands. So if you got a husband, sister, you supposed to be submitting to that brother. You supposed to come to him with all submission. All right, let's read on. Where we at? As unto the Lord. So this is the thing, right? This is the Lord right here is talking about Christ. So submit to your husband as unto the Lord, as you would unto Christ. Now, every sister gonna claim that they love Jesus Christ. Good night. I can't believe I said that. But every sister claim that they love Yahushua, right? But I guarantee you this. Paul, a disciple of Christ, right? Spreading the truth according to what Christ taught him. He out here dropping the truth on the sisters and letting them know what? Letting them know that they supposed to submit unto their own husbands as unto the Lord. You understand that? You don't got no personal relationship with Christ or nothing like that, man. Christ ain't guiding you. He ain't talking to you in your head. And if somebody is talking to you in your head, you a schizophrenic. All right? Let's read on. For the husband is the head of the wife, right? Meaning what? The husband to that wife, he's the head. He's the authoritative figure in that relationship. You could say, for as a common expression, he wears the pants in the relationship, right? Now, you know what I'm saying? A woman ain't supposed to wear what to pertain to a man. You know what I mean? Like, let that brother wear the pants. You know what I mean? And the brother gonna take it. You know what I mean? He gonna take the rulership. He gonna take the authoritative role in that relationship. You know what I mean? He gonna make that sister submit, but that sister should come through like that in the right spirit. You come through in that right spirit. Now, we all was in the world. It's understandable. You know what I mean? We all went through things that made us who we are. You know what I mean? Nobody grew up with the truth, and everybody had to change once they came into the truth. But if you is coming into this truth and you finding out, you know what I'm saying, how a sister, a daughter of Zion is really supposed to be, and you get up in these scriptures right here, this should be your influence. You know what I mean? Work on becoming a better sister. You know what I mean? By, you know what I mean, respecting the authoritative role of your husband, right? Let's read on. Even as Christ is the head of the church. So Christ is the head of the church. It's reiterating, it's shadowing what was said formerly in 1 Corinthians 11:3, right? The family structure is all over this Bible. How the Lord ordained for it to be is all over these scriptures, right? So let's keep it pushing. Salaki, what we at? 23. And he is the savior of the body, right? Christ is the savior of the body. All right. Talking about Israel. Christ is the body of Israel. Us collectively as a people. Christ is the savior of us, the Israelites, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. All right. So let's read on. We're going to touch on that a little more. Therefore, as the church is subject unto Christ, meaning what? The church, the Israelites that follow Christ are under his command, subjects under Christ. You know what I mean? Let's read on. So let the wives, right, be unto their own husbands, right? So the same way that all of Israel is subject unto Christ is in the same fashion that the woman should be in subjection to her husband. All right. Let's read on. In everything, right? That's what it say right there. So let me read that one more time from the top. I wish I had a reader. I'll bust it down a little different. Therefore, as the church is subject unto Christ, so let the wives be to their own husbands in everything, right? Now, this ain't no partiality. It says in everything, right? So, if your husband, if you want to go outside with your nipples imprinting and your coochie imprinting, got camel toe, and you know what I'm saying, booty crack all out for everybody to see, and your husband tells you, get your black self in the house and change your goddamn clothes, man. Go outside like you got some goddamn sense, right? And you don't want to do that? Just remember this. It say, therefore, as the church is subject unto Christ, so let the wives be to their own husbands and everything. So if Christ tells us not to eat no pork, crab, shrimp, or lobster, you understand what I'm going to tell Christ? Nah, I'm going to eat this pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster. I'm going to do like Lil Boozy and flip the bird on the Most High? Nah, man. We ain't going to do that. And if you said that to a sister, any sister in her right mind, if you said, so if Christ told me to do something, if Christ came down, you know, he laid down, he said, you know, basically the family structure got to stay together. You can't leave that woman unless it be for adultery, fornication, right? Now, should we disregard what Christ says in that regard? When he say, you know what I mean, you can't put away your rib unless it be for fornication, or any sister in the right mind is going to tell you no. So when the brother tell you not to step yourself outside looking like a $2 harlot, man, you better obey that brother. You better acknowledge you better acknowledge that you are subject unto his authority with your actions, not just lip service, man. This ain't the Christian church. We don't boogie down like that over here. You know what I'm saying? So, let's keep it pushing. Matter of fact, I want to get it a little more, right? Another thing too, whole reason why I'm going in on this is because that Valentine's Day garbage is coming up. And during that time, a lot of brothers is going to feel compelled to fall weak under their woman. You know what I mean? The Most High didn't ordain for us to celebrate no Thanksgiving. That's not permissible to celebrate no what you call Valentine's Day. You know what I mean? No matter how much your rib wants you to celebrate and copper them flowers and get her that new chain, that little ring or what have you, and chocolates, you are not to do that. You know what I mean? And if the brother tell you we ain't celebrating no simple Valentine's Day, obey him in everything, right? We not celebrating no New Year's. Obey him in everything. We not doing Thanksgiving this year. Obey him in everything. We not doing Christmas year. I don't care how much the kids want gifts or what have you, and how much they gonna be deprived from the fun. In everything. You understand that? All right. Let's read on. We're gonna go to 29. All right. Husbands. So now this is being addressed to brothers that have wives. It's saying husbands, love your wives. Now, brother, we're not telling you that you can't love your wife, because we know the whole thing about Valentine's Day is that it's supposed to be a time where you profess your love to your woman. We're not telling you that. This is the thing, however, right? Loving your wives, and this ties back into the Christianity, which is so horrible, is absolutely horrible. Because you think that a box of chocolates, and this is why the black woman is able to get gamed up in that Christian church. Because you think because a brother give you a box of chocolates and give you some flowers and buy you a chain, you know what I mean? You think that mean that brother love you. And he says, I love you. He got big I love you on the box of chocolates, right? And the big I love you balloon and the teddy bear and all that. You think that means that he loves you. And the reason why you so messed up mentally is because of that Christian church, and you thinking that, oh, he really does love me because of the gifts that he give me. And then when he goes sleep with another sister, you be putting him on child support. You know what I mean? That show you how much you love him. I mean, y'all, love has been misconstrued, and it's because of that Holy Ghost garbage, man. You think it's so long as you catch that Holy Ghost in that Christian church that you all set to go, man. You not a man. That's phony. You think love is some deep feeling of affection that you have. Love is not a deep feeling of affection. You know what love is? Love is expressed with your actions. You know what I mean? And I feel bad if the peak expression of the love in your relationship is on Valentine's Day. That's absolutely horrible. You know what I mean? So let's read on. We're going to keep it pushing though. You know what I mean? And we're going to tell you how you love your wife though. This is the difference, right? She think it's chocolates and flowers, right? This is what it means to love a sister truly. Let's read. I'm going to take it from the top. Husbands, love your wives even as Christ also loved the church. So now we got to find out, how did Christ love the church? So we can emulate that. And gave himself for it. So Christ gave himself for the whole nation of Israel. Meaning what? He took the hit. That's how a brother is supposed to express. That's the peak expression. It should be the peak expression of love when we talk about, a man and a woman coming together, right? as far as on the man's side of things. Now, if you so happen, I remember it was a case a little while ago in New York where a brother was walking his daughter through the park at night, and a gang of cats grabbed the sister up and commenced to raping her. And you know what the father did? The father went and ran and got the police while his daughter is getting raped. Now, if that was your woman and you walking down a park at night and it's a whole gang of cats and they coming up like they about to rape your woman, you know what I mean? Because you accepted the responsibility that comes with taking that wife on, you cannot turn around and go grab the police. You are the police. You know what I mean? You gotta solve that problem. You gonna tell her, yo, run, take flight, they coming, I'ma handle this. You know what I mean? Let her call the police or something. You know what I mean? But it's your obligation. It's your obligation to die instead of that sister. You supposed to take the hit. If somebody pull a gun out on y'all trying to rob you, it ain't no standing side by side and damn baby, we getting robbed. Put your hands up. It's none of that. Instantly, it should be like a click. Boom. Spring into action. I'm in front of this sister now. Now you fully in front of her. And it's not, you ain't side by side. You done took the position to be in front to take the impact. So you get the hit. You know what I mean? That's love for a sister. When you'll die for a sister, you put your life on the line for a sister. That's what real love is. You understand? That's what we got to understand. All right? So, let's read on. We're going to skip 26. Let me just make sure. Let's drop down to 28. So ought men to love their wives as their own bodies. Right? You're supposed to love your wife like you love your own self. You know what I mean? That's how you're supposed to give it up. Let's read on though, before I bust it down. He that loveth his wife loveth himself. Right? If you love your wife, you love yourself. You know what I mean? Because y'all one. When you come together with a sister, y'all become one flesh. You know what I mean? So now y'all ain't two separate people. Y'all one. So however you treat her, that's how you treating yourself. All right? But we going to get into it. All right? Hold on. Let me just make sure. Let me expound on that a little more. I'm going to read it one more time for the top. Bear with me. Salakia Israel. I'm taking this reading real quick. For no man yet hated his own flesh. I'm gonna bounce back up to 28. So ought men to love their wives as their own bodies. He that loveth his wife loveth himself. You know what I mean? There's another thing too, right? If you love a sister, don't beat up on her because she disobeyed you. You know what I mean? That's out the spirit. Because, you know, as being a soldier that's up in this truth, you understand what it's like to get orders. And if you got an order and to the man above you, if it wasn't carried out to his satisfaction, would you want him to whoop on you? Would you want that man every time you didn't do something to his satisfaction to start whooping your behind, man? You ask yourself that question, and I can guarantee you it 100% that it's going to be no. You ain't gonna want that. I know it. You know what I mean? Not at all. So don't, you know what I mean? Ain't no Ike Turners up in the UPK. Don't be putting your hands on those sisters, man. You know what I mean? Because we don't put our hands on you. All right? Is that it? Yeah, that's pretty much it on Ephesians. Right? So we going to drop that and we're going to go to 1 Timothy 3 and we're going to start at verse 1. So y'all roll with me. 1 Timothy 3:1. All right. Okay. No sweat. Let's get it. This is a true saying, right? So this is a true statement. If a man desire the office meaning good night. If a man desire the office of a bishop, so your office is like your job title, right? So the job title in this case would be a bishop. So just so y'all can get the proper understanding, a bishop would basically be like a captain over a city in the UPK. You know what I mean? Because that's our ranking structure. You know what I mean? You got captains that's over cities. All right. And then you got the second in command, and you got the captain, and then you got the highest ranking officer under that captain over that city, and that's the bishop and that's the deacon. The bishop being the captain, the deacon being the second in command. All right. So if you desire to be a captain, right? Let's read on. He desireth a good work. So this is a good profession this is a good career to pursue, right? Let's keep it pushing. A bishop, so a captain in the ISUPK, then must be blameless, right? So you must be blameless. Meaning what? That you can't be a cat that's known for molesting little girls, man. You know what I mean? Can't nobody should be able to point the finger at you and say, this cat molested me, right? You can't be a cat that said you know what I mean? Talking about you can rape little girls or something like that, man. Or what have you. Or that you could lock a Negro up so long as you get the bag off that. You know what I mean? You got to be blameless. All right? Let's read on. The husband of one wife. Before I bust this down, I know everybody about to lose their mind and be like, dang, them brothers be teaching that you can have multiple wives, man. Now, right here, it say if a brother, you just said a bishop is a captain, and it say that if you a captain, you must be blameless. So this is the criteria for being somebody that's the highest rank, right? Blameless, the husband of one wife. Before I get you the precepts, I'm going to just ask y'all this right here. All right? Could a brother be a captain if he didn't have any woman? Let me see if I can get some participation. All right? Let me see if I can get a little bit of participation. It will be greatly appreciated. You know what I mean? Especially if you somebody that believes that a man can't have multiple wives. All right? So, let me see. I'm going to check the Facebook. Oh, y'all hear that music, huh? Hey, man, Salakia. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Bear with me 1 second. I'm gonna turn that. I can't turn it off, man. But what I will do is damn, y'all said that music kind of crazy, huh? Let me see, man. I might have to text Rock and be like, yo, Rock, what that sound like, man? You know what I mean? All right. All right, nobody got it. I ain't gonna hold on it too long. Hey, Rock, you gotta really tell me what you know what I'm saying? What you mean by that? Salaki, I caught you joint late. I was on the YouTube, man. Give me a little more on that. I'm not too, you know what I mean, with the whole commotion of it. I heard about it a little bit. and stuff like that. But you know what I'm saying? You got to put a priest on. You know what I mean? So, I'm going to get right into it. All right? Now, this is how you know that anybody that's taking you to the scripture to say that you can only have, that you must, a bishop must have one wife, that they don't have the truth. And we ain't even got to go to another precept. We will, but we don't got to go to another precept to prove that. All right? So, with that being said, I'm going to just bust it down for y'all. Salaki, I was doing something right here. But yeah, I'm going to bust it down for y'all. All right? So, okay, now, was Christ a bishop? Let that marinate for a quick second. Was Christ a bishop? All right? Boom. Now let me ask y'all this. Did Christ have a wife? No, he did not have a wife. So, if the criteria for being a bishop is that you must have one wife, then Christ couldn't be a bishop if that's what this was truly saying. Right? Another question. What about Paul? Right? Did Paul have a wife? Was Paul a bishop once Christ left the scene? Now, the answer is no, Paul did not have a wife. So that would mean that Paul could not be a bishop. He could not be over. He could not lead a congregation. He could not be the highest authority on the scene to lead the congregation, if that's what this was talking about. All right? So we're going to bounce back here, right? But before we do, I might just want to cut that short. Now I'm going to get into it. I'm going to get into it. Let's hold this and let's go to 1 Corinthians 7 and then start at verse 1. All right? 1 Corinthians 7 and 1. Oh, snap. I did 7. Shalaki. Bear with me. 1 Corinthians 7 and 1. All right. Now, 1 Corinthians 7 and 1. Now concerning the things whereof ye wrote unto me, it is good for a man not to touch a woman. So it's good for a man, meaning what? For a man to abstain from sex, right? Which would, of course, would only be with a woman. Okay? Nevertheless, to avoid fornication being unlawful sex, let every man have his own wife. Right? Let every man have his own wife. Boom. And let every woman have her own husband. Okay? That's the proper order of things. Man's supposed to have his woman, which is his possession, and a woman is supposed to be the property of her husband. Right? And that's how it's supposed to go, meaning that you ain't trying to sleep with this brother's woman, or you ain't a married sister, you trying to sleep with another brother's woman. I mean, another brother beside your husband. Salaki. Let's read on. We're going to drop down to Salaki verse 6. But I speak this by permission. So Paul is speaking this by permission, meaning this is, a request. This is not not a commandment. A commandment is an order. So Paul is saying, I speak this by request. This is a request. This is not an order. You know what I mean? Let's get that first and foremost. All right? For I would that all men were even as I myself. Meaning what? Because Paul didn't have a rib. Okay? So he's saying he would have it that brothers was like himself. But every man had his proper gift of the Most High. One after this manner and another after that. Meaning what? That Paul's gift might have been that he could abstain from being intimate with a woman, right? However, that might not be another brother's gift. You might got another brother, his gift is to build camp equipment. He might be a master carpenter, and every time camp equipment got to be built, he could build that camp equipment, right? Or you might got a brother that's a good speaker. You know what I mean? You might send that brother in to go handle all of the civil affairs, right? And you know what I mean? Send him up in that city hall or what have you. Then you might got another brother. The brother's he's good with manning the camera, right? He got good editing skills. You know what I mean? He makes sure that he captures the moment, right? He's good with that thing. Got another brother. Everybody got their own gift. You know what I mean? If that ain't for you, then that ain't for you. You dig? Let's keep it pushing. If that isn't you, then you know what I mean? That ain't you. You dig me? Let's read on. I say therefore to the unmarried widows, it is good for them if they abide even as I. So this is for a sister that had a man, a sister that might have had a man. It's not might have had a man, but a sister that did have a husband. Her husband died, and now she's left without a husband, right? So now she's left without a husband, Salakia. Boom. So he's saying she should remain that way, meaning not remarry. You know what I mean? It's better if she doesn't, right? Not better. I won't say that. It's good if she can remain that way. All right? See what's happening there. Salakia, got it. Oh no, that ain't none. All right? No sweat. So, where were we? Yeah, so Paul is saying even if a sister could, if a sister could do what I'm doing, good. Let her do it if she could do it. It's good for that. All right. But if they can not contain, meaning they can't contain, meaning they can't resist their sexual desires. They really have a strong sex drive. You know what I mean? That they have to have sex. Let's get it. Let them marry, right? So if a sister has a real strong sex drive, then let that sister marry though. You know what I mean? You don't want to be like that. For it is better to marry than to burn. So you don't want to have a burning lust inside of you. You know what I mean? Which might cause you to do something in error. All right? Boom. But it's better to marry in such a case. Let's read on. Let me see. I just might want to skip down. Bear with me. Or that. I mean, we got a little time. I guess I could run through the joint. All right. Don't forget that this all ties to 1 Timothy 3 and I believe it was 3. 1 Timothy 3 and 3, if I'm not mistaken, or 3 and 2. You know what I mean? About the one wife must be the husband of one wife, a bishop. All right? So we're going to expound on that. All right? Okay. Boom. Where were we? Let me see. And unto the married I command, yet not I, but the Lord. So meaning to the married, the man that has a wife, the wife that has a husband, right? I command. So he is giving them an order on this wise. Yet not I, meaning, but he didn't give this order. He's just communicating it to you, right? But the Lord. So this is what the Most High said. Let not the wife depart from her husband. And this is another thing when it's talking about real love, all right? This is what real love actually is. When you don't let, the wife is not supposed to depart from her husband, meaning leave her husband, all right? But if she depart, let her remain unmarried. So there might be a situation you in, and you know what I'm saying, you can't be around that brother or what have you. You know what I mean? He might be putting his hands on you, and it's wise that you separate yourself. Nonetheless, you still are married to this brother. You know what I mean? So in such a case where you do separate from him, you remain unmarried. All right? So if it's that severe, what you're going through with that brother, and you know what I mean, your life is on the line or something like that, then you got to remain unmarried. All right? And that's from the Lord. Let her remain unmarried or be reconciled to her husband. So either you remain unmarried or you mend whatever you was going through. You resolve the conflict that you and your husband were going through. All right? And let not the husband put away his wife. So a brother, you go up in abroad, you know what I mean? You can't put her away. So ain't no hit it and then quit it. All right? Ain't no hit it and then pass it to the homies. You know what I mean? You lay with that sister, that's your rib forever. All right? So let's read on. But to the rest speak I, not the Most High. So now Paul is differentiating between himself and the Most High. Whenever he communicating something to you versus when the Most High is saying it. All right? So he's saying this is what he's saying now. All right? If a brother hath a wife that believeth not, and she be pleased to dwell with him, let him not put her away. Meaning what? You might got you a rib, but she ain't in the truth. You know what I mean? She don't believe in the truth. She don't believe she's an Israelite. She don't believe in the Most High. She don't believe Christ died for Israel. She don't believe that, you know what I'm saying, she don't believe who you tell her the devil is according to the Bible, right? Which is probably going to be the main issue. Okay? No sweat, right? If that sister's happy to be with you, regardless of you being in the ISUPK or whatever you believe in, no, well, not whatever you believe in. You have to be in the truth. Salakia. You know what I mean? But if she be pleased to dwell with you, then you don't put her away. You know what I mean? All right. And a woman which have a husband that believeth not, if he be pleased to dwell with her, let her not leave him. Now, same thing. So vice versa. Now you a sister. It's the woman's perspective. You have a husband. You in the truth. You come into the truth as a sister. You have a husband. He's not in the truth, but he like, yo, man, that's my rib, right? That's my shorty right there. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to leave you because you in the truth. We gonna hold it down. I'm gonna stick with you through this, what you going through or what have you. He's pleased to be with you. You know what I mean? No sweat. You can't leave that brother. All right. And the woman, let me see. Oh, Salakia. Let me drop down to 15. I'm gonna just cut it right there. But if the unbelieving depart, let him depart. So, you know what I mean? That brother, that sister, if they leave you, if because you in the truth and they say, man, I ain't with none of that nuts you with, man. You know what I mean? I'm out of here. Right? What does it say? If the unbelieving depart, let them depart. UBK, we say let that female dog go. You understand me? Real talk. Let her go, man. Don't be chasing no broad, man. Don't be all weak. Sister leave you. She go ahead and sleep with another man on you. And you out here in these streets looking absolutely, weak, man. I don't even know. That's the best way you. That is something that's weak inside you, man. If a sister go and sleep with a whole nother man on you, right? And you out there, you chasing her, you crying, or what have you. You like, man, well, I done slept with a few other joints on her. You know what I mean? So she got her little revenge or what have you. You know what I mean? I can't say nothing. Man, get out of here, man. You just being weak under that sister. Don't be weak under that sister, man. Stand 10 toes. Stand firm. You know what I mean? If the broad left you, she wasn't with you from the jump. You did? Let me see. We got anything else? A brother or a sister is not under bondage in such cases. So meaning what? When you do as a brother or a sister, you come together with that, and you become one flesh, is what I say, right? Okay, y'all become one flesh. That brother and that sister, they slept with each other, and now they one flesh. You under bondage. The bondage is just meaning that you with that sister for life. You understand? But in this case, you don't have to be with her. You know what I mean? If she leave you, yo man, you out of there. Shalom. But God hath called us to peace. Man, that sister that left you, I can guarantee you 9 times out of 10, she was a wicked broad. Or that brother that left you, sis, he was a wicked brother. And the Most High, by taking that brother or sister out your life, gave you peace in that regard. All right. Let me see if I want to go somewhere else. Hold on, bear with me 1 second. All right. Bear with me 1 second. No sweat. No sweat. Da-da-da-da-da. Okay. So now let me see. Where was I at? I wanted to see where I was trying to go. Salakia, Aki, and Akwafian. For what thou wife, whether thou shalt say okay. Bear with me 1 second. I don't know why I'm doing that. I can just look right there. Don't. Okay, now here we go. Don't. We're going to start at, we still in 1 Corinthians, the 7th chapter. But this is about to be the, you know what I'm saying, the go-to joint right here. And damn. Okay, right here in 29. Salakia. No, that took a little second. You know what I mean? So we right here in 29. Boom. Right? But this I say. So now, Paul about to make another statement here. Brethren, we understand who he talking to when he say brethren. His brothers and his sisters. Right? According to the flesh. Once again. You know what I mean? I can't stress that enough. Alright? Because every instance, every chance that we get, we try to make somebody that's not Israel a part of Israel. You know what I mean? We try to make salvation for everybody. Alright? This Bible don't pertain to everybody. So let's get right into it. I'm gonna keep it rolling. But this I say, brethren, the time is short. The time is short. Meaning that what? We in the last days, man. I mean, the time is short. We approaching the end. You know, we getting nearer and nearer and nearer as the days advance, right? We continue to get closer to World War III. Y'all see that coronavirus popping off. Y'all see all these rumors of war. You see all these earthquakes in diverse places. You know what I mean? All prophecies that, was going to come to pass, and they was going to be a sign that we was in the last days and Christ's arrival was soon approaching. Okay, so the time is short, right? Let's read on. It remaineth. So this still stands to this day, that both they that have wives be as though they had none. So, and another thing right here, I skipped over this. Salakia, right? Let me read that one more time from the jump for y'all. Just because I want to put a little bit of emphasis on that right there. Because when we go back to 1 Timothy 3:1, you're going to see what the whole thing is about. All right? So 1 Corinthians 7:29. But this I say, brethren, the time is short. It remaineth that both they that have wives. Y'all hear that? Wives. I'm going to spell it for you one time. All right? W-I-V-E-S. Wives. Which is what? Not singular, meaning one. But when you put that S right on the end of that, that make it what? Plural. Meaning more than one. So if you have wives, meaning more than one woman, okay, this is coming from Paul. He's saying if you got wives, right, be as though you had none. Now, what does that mean? It's the equivalent to brothers when they in the streets and they say, I'm married to the game. You understand? I'm married to the game. What does that mean? It's M-O-B. Money over, I'll let you fill in the blank. Right? Meaning that the street life and the objective, making that money, supersedes a woman. The objective to get rich, to get money, to elevate financially is superseding a higher priority than laying in the bed with your woman on Saturday. You know what I mean? That's a higher priority. That's higher on it. You prioritize is get money first. That's what he mean when he say he married to the game. He married to selling drugs. You know what I mean? He's married to that. You got to be married to this work. You understand? Saturday roll around. I know you want to lay in the bed with your rib. You want to get it in or what have you. However, you got to come through and do that work of the Most High. Be as though you had no wives. You got to be like you had no wives. If you got 3-4 broads and they blowing up your jack or what have you, and you know what I'm saying? They want to know what's the scoop, when you coming through, when you coming back, and you know what I mean? And then you got the man that you report to on the other line, and you like, he's telling you, hey, come down here, we gonna have camp at this time tomorrow. You know what I mean? That mean what? That you gotta be unclean. That you gotta be clean. Salakia. So you gotta be clean before you roll to camp, so you can't get it in on Friday. Now you might wanna smash on Friday, but you can't do that. Your rib gonna wanna smash. She gonna try to entice you to do it. You know what I mean? When it comes to this work, you gotta be as though you had no wives. Even if you have multiple wives. You understand? That's what it's saying. You gotta be married to the truth, man. This has to be your number one priority. Not no broad that you want to be laid up in the bed with. You understand? You can't even stand it anyway. Get up in this truth, come through, and put in your brick. That's what we gonna do. Under any circumstances, if it come to that sister or it come to this truth, what you supposed to do? You supposed to go to the calling that come from the Most High. And you supposed to go fulfill that work. We going to hit the streets to do some interviews. Come on with it. We about to go get it in. We about to go pass out some flyers. Come on with it. We going to a panel discussion. Come on, get with it. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? You with your rib. This is the number one priority. All right? So, let's read on. All right? Be as though they had none. See if I want to get some more on that. I think I will get a little more on that. Not too much. But I will get it, you know. Let me see. Okay, and let me drop down to 31. And they that, yeah, because I want to get into these Jones. And they, hold on. All right, yeah. And they that Salakia. Bear with me one quick second, man. One quick second. I'm gonna get it in. Bear with me. What was he at? 31. And they that use this world. Let me see if I want to go up. And I'm gonna just read 30. Salakia. And they that weep as though they wept not. Meaning we don't got no time to be mourning for an eternity because somebody has passed away. You know what I mean? You gotta come to camp, man. We know you love your grandmothers, your aunties, your grandfathers, your uncles, you know what I mean? Your brothers, your sisters, your cousins, or what have you. But when it comes time to this work, no sweat. There's a time allotted for you to grieve. However, you know what I mean? We're not going to be here for eternity balling out. You know what I mean? Just think about it like this. Every day, just remember the worst day you ever had in your life. Sit back 1 second and just think about the worst day that you ever had in your life, right? Think about how you felt that day. And I bet you it's so surreal. You can't even explain that. However, every day somebody is having a worst day. You know what I mean? That's why you got to be out there dropping the truth on them. You know what I mean? Because every single day, there's somebody out there having their worst day. You know what I mean? The worst day of their whole entire life. You know what I mean? So be as though you wept not. All right? And they that we might go put in the work on Saturdays. The brothers want to step out real quick. You've been out there, standing out there for 6 hours, dropping the truth on Shamar, watching for the enemy, making sure nobody come through. You're in the police station, filling out police reports, police messing with you. Yeah, all right, boom. Now we gonna hit the club. Woo, we handle the business. We cool it for a second, but that ain't every day. You feel what I'm saying? That's not all day, every day. You dig? As though you rejoice not. And they that buy, as though they possess not. You know what I mean? Let's read on. You know what I mean? Don't be trying to enjoy your most prized possessions or what have you. You know what I mean? As though they possess not. You know what I mean? Don't be so enthralled with the materialistic things that you own. You know what I mean? It ain't no time for that. That's vanity. That ain't even about nothing. You know what I mean? This real life, living, breathing people. We ain't got no time to be worrying about, you know what I'm saying, a car, a chain, you know what I mean? Or what have you. Forego all of that and put in the work. All right, 31. And they that use this world, like everybody got to use this world, man. Everybody got to, you know what I mean? Everybody got to use this world. Meaning the things that are in this world. To a certain extent. Maybe you won't watch the TV show. You know what I mean? I like to watch Power sometimes. You know what I mean? You watch that TV show, all right, cool, smooth. You know what I mean? We ain't gonna be here for life on the TV. You know what I mean? Never coming off the TV. You know what I mean? It's a lot of, you know what I mean? But you never coming off the TV, ever. You never coming off the video game, ever. There's no time for that. The time is very short. All right, so let's read on. As not abusing it. Like, yeah, so don't abuse it. Moderation. You watch a little joint, all right, smooth. That ain't no sweat. Do what it do. All right? But do it in moderation, whatever you do. For the fashion of this world passeth away. Like, all the things that's here, they gonna be gone. You know what I mean? All those things is gonna go away. TV shows, them video games, ain't gonna pass. Ain't gonna be a new system out. You know what I mean? There's gonna be a new show out that everybody's on. There's gonna be, you know, all of that stuff passes away, man. What we have now is what's real, live reality. You know what I mean? You gonna be where you at in reality. You know what I mean? Forever. You understand? But let's read on. But I would have you without carefulness. He that is unmarried careth for the things that belong to the Most High, how he may please the Most High. So now, what does that mean? Like, you got a brother or a sister that's unmarried. Now, their priority when they come into the truth is to serve the Most High. You understand? That's what it's saying. We read on. We get the rest of that. All right. He that is married care for the things that are of the world, how he may please Salakia. But he that is married care for the things that are of the world. So you married, you do care about a Valentine's Day. You care about Valentine's Day because maybe your rib looking at you sideways, or, you know what I mean, she's treating you disrespectfully because you didn't buy no flowers, no chocolates, no teddy bears, and nothing like that, right? You care for the things of this world. You care about how you're going to please your wife and make her happy all the time. You understand? If it means you come home to some peace, you know what I mean, you're going to try to appease her, right? Let's read on. How he may please his wife. That's what I just said. Salaki, I jumped ahead a little bit. There is a difference also between a wife and a virgin. All right. So a wife is a woman that's married to a man. You understand? A virgin is a young woman of marriageable age that's not necessarily married yet. All right. The unmarried woman careth for the things of the Lord. Right? So you got a sister that don't have like you got a young sister and she's at an age where she's, you know, she's able to marry. But she's not married yet. Now her mind is going to be on what? A regular sister's mind is on fixing her man a hot plate. Right? Blase blah, serving her husband, making sure he good in in every way that, you know, he need to be tended to. He need to be cared for. However, that unmarried sister that's of a marriageable age, that's the sister that's coming through to the camps and she giving the brothers sandwiches. She giving the brothers gloves. She bringing us hot chocolate, right? That sister coming through and she's linking like, okay, so now how can I put in my brick, you know what I mean, inside of this truth? She's contacting Captain Shapar Napash for the Passover so she can make unleavened bread and she can serve lamb. She's worried like, okay, now I got to do something for this truth. That's the sister that's coming through and she want to put in work for the Most High. You know what I mean? Okay. That's her sole purpose. that she may be holy both in body and in spirit. Okay? So she's separating, you know what I mean? She's not sexually active, and you know what I mean, her spirit is right with the Most High. You understand? But she that is married careth for the things of the world, how she may please her husband. You understand? Which I just broke down. All right? I just broke that down. So we're going to read this one more joint, and then that's it. And this I speak for your own profit. So this is something that Paul's saying that's going to benefit you. Not that I may cast a snare upon you. So he's not saying this so he traps you, or, you know what I'm saying, he got, dang, you know what I'm saying? You feel the obligation to do what he's saying, all right? But for that which is comely, so meaning comely is like beautiful, it's appealing, you know what I mean? And that ye may attend upon the Lord without distraction. That's the purpose of what he was saying, as to why it's profitable to, you know what I'm saying, not have a woman or not have a man in the truth. You know what I mean? That's the purpose of that's the whole benefit of it, is so that you're not distracted from doing the work. Because if you do have a husband or you do have a wife, you can become easily distracted in this work. You can come distracted in the truth. All right? You got kids, you got your rib, you know what I mean? You got to drop the kids off at daycare. You got to make sure your ribs straight. Woody whoop, blah, blah, blah. Right? Salaki. I didn't want to say that. But you know what I'm saying? But you want to, you trying to appease your rib or what have you. You know what I mean? So you might become distracted, vice versa with a sister. Okay? So we going to go back to 1 Timothy. Salaki, I know that was a whole little, you know what I mean? We dang near went through that whole chapter. But I'm going to go back to 1 Timothy 3. And I'm just see real quick. Bear with me 1 second where we was at. So boom. A bishop must be blameless. So these are the requirements. It says must. So this is required. Be blameless. We broke that down. And the husband of one wife. That one wife that is talking about, you see it say the husband of one wife. It ain't flipping the script, but it say the husband of one wife. That one wife is talking about, whether you got multiple wives or what have you, it's talking about the truth. The truth got to be your highest priority. You got to be committed to this truth. You know what I mean? You got to tend to it like you would your woman. All right? Okay. Vigilant. Vigilant is what? Vigilant is being watchful. You know what I mean? You alert. You watching for danger. You know what I mean? Like, that's what they don't do in the Christian church. They not watching for danger. You know what I mean? That's why you got brothers dying left and right in the street. That's why you got 450,000 black babies alone being aborted on a yearly basis, because these so-called bishops, they are not vigilant. They not watching out for the danger. They not alert. They don't care. They oblivious to everything that's going on. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? They not watching for the danger in the Christian church. But in ISUPK, we've been letting you know who the devil is since 1969 and telling you to separate from him. You know what I mean? One of the heaviest analogies is the lion. You know what I mean? The gazelle never tries to befriend the lion. You know what I mean? When the gazelle see the gazelle know that the lion is trying to kill him and eat him, right? So he flee and he protects his little I don't know what they call them things, but he protect his babies, or she protect her babies. You understand? And they protect them from the lion. They don't run right into the lion mouth when the lion mouth open and he like, come on in, and they just jumps right in there. They gonna run from the lion. Now I mean, because they see that danger. You know what I mean? And as a bishop, we supposed to warn the people that we supposed to be watching over. You know what I mean? When danger is on the horizon. And that's why we telling you who the devil is, to let you know who the lion is that's trying to destroy you, that's trying to kill you and your babies. All right? With that, sober. Now, this sober right here, this ain't talking about a bishop can't never splash a little spliznash. You know what I mean? But what it's saying is that sober, he's not drunken with other ideologies and philosophies. You understand? So he ain't drunk off Christianity. He ain't drunk off Islam. You know what I mean? He ain't drunk off Egyptology. He think he a African. You know what I mean? This brother is focused. You know what I mean? One doctrine, one body, one West. All right? Let's go ahead. Of good behavior. Meaning what? This brother can't have behavioral issues. You know what I mean? People are supposed to be looking to you as the how to model themselves after. Just like when Paul said, you know what I mean? Follow me even as I follow Christ. You know what I mean? Paul modeled himself after Christ, and that's why he's saying you should follow him, because he modeled himself after Christ. You know what I mean? Now, you know what I mean? Christ didn't have behavioral issues. You understand? So if you trying to aspire to be a bishop, then you can't have behavioral issues. Okay? You can't be the cat that's always getting into a fight at the club. You can't be a cat that's known for, you know, beating up on people or what have you. You know what I mean? Let's read on though. Given to hospitality. What is hospitality? You know what I mean? You got some brothers that come from out of town. You know what I mean? You breaking bread with them. You spilling strong with them. You know what I mean? You making them brothers feel welcomed. They not from that city, but shoot, they probably feel like they home. You ever heard of Southern hospitality? It's because when you know you go there, you go down south versus being like in the city. You go down south, you experience a whole nother level of brotherhood that you're not accustomed to from being in the city, right? Them brothers, you know what I'm saying, they lay out the red carpet for you. You understand? They give you, you know what I'm saying, they probably done laid out a buffet for you. They probably got the best of strong everywhere or what have you. And if you need a place to lay your head, shoot, they probably gonna give you the best joint, the best room. You know what I mean? That's Southern hospitality, but that's hospitality that somebody who's supposed to be in a leadership position is supposed to display. Let's read on. Apt to teach. Apt to teach meaning what? Meaning you ready to teach. You know what I mean? You ain't getting caught slipping. You know what I'm saying? You ready to teach and drop the truth, okay? Let's read on. Not given to wine. Now this is talking about alcoholic. This is talking about alcoholic beverages or what have you. Now it's saying given to wine. So instead of the wine being given to you, instead of alcohol being given to you, you given to the alcohol. Meaning you are alcoholic. You can't be an alcoholic and be, you know what I'm saying, chasing the, you know what I mean? You chasing the liquor, man. Every moment of the day, as soon as you wake up, you chasing it, you drinking from sun up to sun down daily. You give into wine, you're an alcoholic. You got inflammatory issues because of how much you've consumed alcohol. You know what I mean? Nobody can really look to you as something that they should model themselves after because you're an alcoholic. You understand? Let's read on. No striker. You ain't out here, you know, banging all day. Not greedy of filthy lucre. What is lucre? Lucre is money. So filthy is dirty. So not greedy of dirty money. You know what I mean? The Christian church, they greedy of that dirty money. They gonna take the drug dealers' paper and they gonna they gonna put it on a new building. Realistically, they gonna put it in their pocket and put it on their building, aka they $5.7 million house or $65 million jet. You understand? Dirty money. You can't be greedy, man. You can't, none of that up in here. but patient. Patient. You temperate. You know what I mean? You don't just go off the handle. You patient. You assess. You know what I mean? You're not impulsive, meaning that you act before you think. If you're patient, you think before you act. All right? Not a brawler. So meaning what? You not somebody you gonna see somebody that's trying to pick a fight. You'll see somebody trying to pick a fight, and instead of you saying words that'll clearly add fuel to the fire and amplify the aggression of the aggressor, what you'll do is, if it's a brother, you find out a way to de-escalate the situation, you know what I mean, and not feed into that. Not feel like you gotta go tit for tat because you're not emotional, you patient in what you're doing. You composed. You have a stable mind. You know what I mean? Not covetous. Not covetous meaning what? Covetous, what does it mean to be covetous? Covetous means to want something that belongs to someone else. So you want, let's say, a man that has a woman, that's his property. That broad belongs to that brother. You can't be looking at that woman like, dang, I wish I had that joint. You know what I mean? Doc, you can't be looking at these sisters or what have you and be like, dang, I want that joint right there, man. You know what I mean? You want what belongs to another man. You can't be covetous. All right? So, Doom, let's read on. One, and this is the part that I was really trying to get to, but you know what I'm saying, for brothers that come up in here, you know what I mean, we're going to get it in. All right? One that ruleth well. One that ruleth well. So your rulership is commendable. How you rule is something that someone could commend you on, right? Because you do it well, all right? But you ruleth well his own house. So he rules the way that this brother rules his house, right? It's commendable, right? It's something that, he does very well. Let's read on. Having his children in subjection, meaning if the children is in subjection to the husband, if the children is in subjection to that man, you know what I mean? Meaning that what? They obey him. They're obedient children, you know what I mean? They obey the voice of their father. You know what I mean? They obey the voice of their father. They're not disobedient, but they're obedient. They don't rebel against what he says, but they carry out what he says. He say, get up, you better sit your behind down. They're gonna sit their behind down. But I told you about doing that, boy. Oh, all right. You know what I mean? He gonna calm it down. Might get out of line a little because he kid, but when it comes down to what it is, and you laying down the law, you know what I mean? He gonna follow the law. She gonna follow the law. In subjection with all gravity. Now you know the gravity on the earth hold things down. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing that's floating. He holding it down. You know what I mean? This brother hold it down in the house. All right. Let's read on. Okay. And another thing too, the kids ain't running all over him. The women ain't running all over him. He's not doing what she tell him to do. She doing what he tells her to do. You understand that, right? He's not falling weak under that woman. There's no Valentine's Day going on in that house. Not at all, because he said so. And the woman is respecting what that man is saying. She respects the law that he laid down in that house. So he's saying you can't do, there ain't gonna be none of that. We don't do that. You know what time it is. And she like, all right, no sweat. You know what I mean? And that's it. Ain't no, you know what I mean? All gravity. He holding it down. You understand? For if a man know not how to rule his own house, like brother, you can't, if you can't rule your own house, you know what I mean? Let's read on. Meaning what? That the kids is out of line. The rib is out of line. Everything, you know what I mean? Woo, woo, woo. Right? How shall he take care of the church of God? Meaning, how you going to take care of a city? How, if you can't manage your affairs in your personal life and get a grip on that to the point where you holding it down and everybody that's under your authority is in subjection to you, you know what I mean? Rightfully so. You know what I mean? How you going to come into the truth and have brothers and sisters, you know, man, being in subjection to you? It's not going to work, because if you can't do, basically it's the same mission. This is it's not the same. It's the same principle. You know what I mean? So that's why if the principle is like this on one side, if it can't carry, it's not going to be able to carry over here if it's not over here. You know what I mean? It's like if you can't bench press 200 pounds, you know what I mean? Somebody that mounts you and they 200 pounds, you're not going to be able to push them off of you. You understand? Straight like that. It's the same principle. If you can't lift 200 pounds, you can't lift 200 pounds. You know what I mean? Where we at? That was it on that. That was it on that. 1 Timothy. So now, let's go to Proverbs 31:3. I'm going to drop that, and we're going to go to Proverbs chapter 31 and verse 3. 31 and 3. And we start at verse 1. Proverbs 31:1. The words of King Lemuel, the prophecy that his mother taught him. All right. So this is a mother teaching her son, who is a king. Someone who is in rulership like a bishop. All right. What, my son, and what my son, and what the son of my womb. This is who she's talking to, her son, the son of her womb. And what? The son of my vows, her vows. Let's read on. Give not, do not give, right? Thy strength, you know what I mean, what makes you strong unto a woman. You know what I mean? Don't give your strength unto a woman, man. That's what it's saying right there. You're not supposed to give your strength to a woman. How you going to do that? Let's say, you know, you out with the brothers and, you know, it ain't nothing wrong with cooling it with your rib or what have you. But let's say you out with your brothers and she calling you thinking that you out somewhere and you cheating and you with these cats and, oh, you talking different, you acting funny, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? And then you be like, man, I gotta go home, man. Shorty tripping, man. You know, I gotta do it, man. Don't be that cat. You know what I mean? Don't let your woman dictate where you know what I mean? Listen, man, you got rib, you know, have her check in with you. How the heck I check in with another grown man and I'm checking in with my woman? You want to know something? Why ain't you called me? Bro, why ain't you called me? I run things around here. You understand? That's what you got to understand. You got to understand first and foremost that you are the authoritative. That you supposed to be strong. She don't got no pull like that to where she tell you, why ain't you called me? Where have you been? No, you called me. Now the power is out of, listen, I'm not accountable no more. You accountable. You understand? You supposed to call me now. Now, when I pick up the phone and you ain't called me, now, where have you been? What have you been doing? I told you to call at 2 o'clock. What happened? You know what I mean? Flip that script. You know what I mean? Listen, you check in with a brother. How you gonna check in with a brother and then, you know what I mean? You checking in with your rib, and your rib is not checking in with you. You know what I mean? That don't sound right. You know what I mean? If I say cunt out of one cunt to another grown man, shoot, she better be saying cunt out of one cunt to you. And it's because you the Lord, you the master. You understand me? Giving out that strength to a woman, man. You know, like, listen, because that broad want that chocolate, man. She want them flowers. She want to go out. She wants to go out She wants to go out on February 14th. She wants to tell her friends all about it. You know what I mean? If she don't go, if you don't take her out, you don't do something for her, she ain't got nothing to tell her friends. You know what I mean? She gonna tell her, oh, what he get you for Valentine's Day? Nothing. Talking about he don't celebrate that with them old Hebrew Israelites. That ain't no sweat. You know what I mean? At least you ain't give your strength to that broad, man. You know what I mean? Do you something right. Maybe that broad will leave you. You know what I mean? If she's unworthy to be your rib. You know what I mean? That's in the scriptures. You come and you serve the Most High. The Most High take that wicked broad clean up from under you, up. You know what I mean? Don't give your strength onto no woman, man. That when you do give your strength to a woman, that's when you become weak. And you become effeminate, like a broad, man. You got to be masculine. You know what I mean? You got to be a man. You understand? So, let's, I think that was, know thy ways to that which destroyeth kings. Same thing with that drink, man. Like I said, it's the principle of the matter. Don't let a woman deter you from serving the Most High. Don't be weak under a woman. Don't be weak to a plant, aka that weed. You know what I mean? Don't be weak to some sour diesel. You know what I mean? Don't be weak to a bottle. You know what I mean? Don't let the bottle destroy you. Don't be getting so much money that, you know what I'm saying, you can't never come to camp because you're too busy getting money. You know what I mean? You got all the money in the world. You got money. But you got to have more of it and more of it and more of it. You know what I mean? If you got enough to sustain yourself and everything is covered, all the bills is going to be paid, you good, you eating, you know what I mean? And you choosing, you deciding when you could get the slavery off on Saturday. You could get that slavery off on Saturday, but you go to the slavery anyway. You know what I mean? When you got the money up, man, you letting that paper divert the focus. The focus is to go to camp. You know what I mean? Don't let it divert the focus. Focus up on the mission at hand. You know what I mean? Get your priorities straight. This is the number one priority. You understand me? That's pretty much it on that. And here's just a little incentive. This is a little bit of encouragement, if you will. Let's go to Ezekiel 24 and then start at verse 15. All right? Ezekiel 24 and then we're going to start at verse 15. Let me see if I want to go up a verse. No, this is exactly right. So now let's read Ezekiel 24 and 15. Also, the word of the Lord, the Most High, came unto Ezekiel. So the word of the Most High came unto Ezekiel, saying, this was what was said, son of man is just like slang. Like the same way that New York brothers and sisters will call you son. You know what I mean? You a son of a man, right? That's why it's calling Ezekiel the son of man. Don't get it twisted. I think it's talking about Christ. Behold, look, I take away from thee the desire of thine eyes with a stroke. The desire of your eyes being that sister. You know what I mean? When you value that sister more than its truth, you know what I mean? You valuing the sister more than your truth. You desire her. That's the desire of your eyes. The desire of your eyes ain't on the kingdom. Your eyes ain't on obtaining the kingdom, right? But your eyes is on this broad continuously because you desire her so much that you make her your number one priority. Okay? Let's not do that. Don't make this broad your number one priority because the Most High just might, Most High forbid, God forbid, right? I take away from thee the desire of thine eyes with one stroke. God forbid that he take away your rib with one stroke. You know what I mean? To the angels, you know what I mean? Take out. You know what I mean? We're going to have to do that. I ain't want to do it, but take it. Go ahead. You know what I mean? Now the angels come down, they lay they sore strokes. You know what I mean? They hit you where it hurts and you feel it. You know what I mean? You been in a fight, you get hit, you ain't feeling it while you getting hit. You know what I mean? When you come back, now you feel, oh snap, now I feel a little bit something. Now my rotated, I think I got hit in the shoulder or something like that. Now you feeling it, they laying them sore strokes on you. The aftermath is going to be horrible. You know what I mean? Because the Most High had to remove the desire of your eyes with one stroke. Let's read on. Yet neither shalt thou mourn nor weep, neither shall thy tears run down. So the Most High is saying to Ezekiel, he going to take away the desire of his eyes, and there ain't going to be no crying, there ain't going to be no tears running down your cheek or none of that. Forbear to cry. Meaning what? Don't you cry. You better not cry. You tell your son that, you better not cry neither. You know what I mean? Make no mourning for the dead. Who's about to die, don't make no mourning for. There's no time for grievances. All right? Like we discussed former. Bind the tire of thine head upon thee. This will be like the tire of your head. The attire on your head. Right? Bind it. So tie that thing up. You know what I mean? Lock it in. Bind the tire of your head. This is what the priests and the prophets wear when they go and they drop the truth, when they preaching the word of the Most High. You know what I mean? A lot of cats think we got our head covered too. We don't have our head covered. We have our crown exposed. You understand? So we binding that tire of the head. Boom. And that's what the Most High told Ezekiel to do. Let's get it. Salakia. I'll be losing my place. Okay. Bind the tire of thy head and put on thy shoes upon thy feet. You know what I mean? The brothers got a slogan in the UPK, boot up or shut up. You know what I mean? Put them boots on, man. Lace them up. Let's go to war. All right? And cover not thy lips. Meaning, you're going to speak up today. You're going to talk. You know what I mean? You're going to drop this truth. You know what I mean? Don't cover your lips. Don't hold your peace. You're going to speak on this. And eat not the bread of men. Let's read on. So I spake unto the people. Oh, hold on, what's it? Salaki. I think I missed the part. Hold on. Oh, no. This is Salaki. So I spake unto the people in the morning. So Ezekiel speaking to the people. Let's get it. And at even, my wife died. So he went out there and he dropped the truth. And that evening, his wife died. You know what I mean? Because he was putting his rib over the truth. You know what I mean? So the Most High had to give him some incentive, had to do something to make that brother refocus. Get back in tune with what the objective is. Get your priorities straight. You know what I mean? Because you didn't have your priorities straight. You wasn't in tune with the objective. You was diverting. This is what I had to do to refocus you. You understand? Let's read on. and that even my wife died, and I did in the morning as I was commanded. And Ezekiel did what the Most High told him to do, what the Most High ordered him to do. He went out there and he did it. You understand? Sometimes we gotta learn the hard way. Don't be the brother that gotta learn the hard way. All right? Okay. Oh, snap. All right, no sweat. Let's go to John. Okay. Let's go to John 15 and 17. Okay. John 15 and 17. All right. These things I command you. Right? So this is Christ speaking. This is in red writing. This is what Christ said. He said, these things I command you, that ye love one another. So Christ is commanding us to love each other. If the world hate you, meaning what? Everybody outside the truth, they hate us. They are enemies. You understand? If the world hates you, let's read on. Ye know that it hated me before it hated you. All right, so this is Christ letting you know. He said, if the world hates you, don't sweat it out. They hated me too before they even hated you. All right, we go out on them corners, man. They call us a hate group. You know what I mean? They say we evil. They say we beat up on sisters. You know what I mean? Or what have you? All kind of evil and lies against us, man. And everybody hates us. The police continuously try to stop us from dropping the truth. You know what I mean? Every other week. You understand? Gotta go and fill out. Because why? Because somebody calling the police on us. It's hate speech going on out here. They're being racist and they're promoting hate speech. Yeah, I think you should come over here and check this out. You know what I mean? You gotta shut them down. I feel offended. You know what I mean? They hate us because we out there giving so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians their real identity, which is them being the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. And they don't want you to find that out. They hate the fact that we out there dropping the truth and that we out there telling brothers to stop selling drugs. They hate the fact that we want you to stop selling drugs. You know what I mean? They hate the fact that we want women to stop murdering their babies by 450,000 a year. You know what I mean? They hate the fact that we exposing the man that has been continuously, systematically oppressing us for centuries. You know what I mean? But Christ said, don't sweat it. You know what I mean? They hate that we speak against the Christian church that keeps you subject, not under Christ, but under your oppressor, your former slave master, and your current slave master as well. You know what I mean? That keeps you subject. That Christian church who keeps you completely submissive and makes you want to just love and kiss and hug everybody, no matter how much they shoot you dead in the street or lynch you and hang you from light poles, man. You know what I mean? Let's see. Let me see what I want to get. Oh, let me read on, right? If you were of the world would love his own. Now, if we was out there on the corner and we was out there talking about, yo, man, go get your ribs some flowers on what you call, man, that's the right thing to do. Brothers gotta stop being so selfish, man. Show your woman some love sometime, brother. You know what I mean? Go get her them flowers. Go get her that chocolate. Get her a new ring, a new chain with a heart on it, brother. You understand? Don't be so selfish. Don't be a bum, man. Oh man, sisters was lose their mind. You understand? They be like, goodness, these brothers is absolutely saying something marvelous. You know what I mean? That everybody should listen to. We telling them, don't go out there and do that. Now you just evil. But if you was like that, if you was like, God loves everybody, and we ain't over there just blasting like, yo, God don't love everybody, God don't love everybody. But when we come out there and we saying like, y'all paint Christ's face as a white man. You know what I mean? But we go out there and we tell blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, y'all the 12 tribes that make up the nation of Israel. You know what I mean? God only loves you. You know what I mean? And we ain't talking about nobody else. You know what I mean? And we telling them to separate from the enemy. We telling them, yo, you got to separate from these cats that done had you in slavery for 400 years, man. And you at the bottom still without no military might to defend you whenever one of these cats commit an act of war against you. You know what I mean? That's, yo, you know what I mean? Shalaki, you keep saying that. Trying to clip that, trying to cut that. But that's what we talk about here, man. And this is what offends them. Because we not of this world. We not Creflo Dollar. We not TD Jakes. We not telling you, to love everybody, to love upon a man. The police pull you over. The Dylan Roof Storm busting your church with an AK. Kill everybody. Telling you to come out the church and be like, I forgive him. You know what I mean? We ain't doing that. We telling you don't forgive that man. And you've never received justice for that. You know what I mean? And making it a point as to how everybody else receives justice for the injustice that occurs for them. You know what I mean? We talking about everybody else and they right mind receive justice. But we can't be out here and we can't tell blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians that justice will be delivered to you by the Most High. You know what I mean? Because somebody put you in slavery, that person that put you in slavery gonna go into slavery. Because somebody killed you with the sword, because somebody murdered you in the streets, because somebody, came over here, because Christopher Columbus came over here and slaughtered, the Native Indians, tried to extinction, to the point of extinction, God gonna make them pay for that, man. You know what I mean? And then now it's a problem though. But I don't want to keep on this too long. But if we was of the world and we was like, nah, man, you know what I mean? Just love them. Slavery's in the past, man. Let's forget about slavery. You know what I mean? If we was out here like, I have a dream. You know what I mean? I have a dream that little white boys and little white girls will come hand in hand. You know what I mean? We was out there dropping it like that. Oh, brother, they gonna love it. They absolutely gonna love it, man. Without question. Because that's the, what this world is about. That's what this whole society is about. Integration, interracial marriage, homosexuality, abortion, all of these things, man. You know what I mean? Let's read on. If you were of the world will love you. The world will love his own. But because ye are not of the world, I have chosen you out of the world. Therefore, the world hateth you. That's what I was busting down, right? Remember the word I said unto you. So now, commit this to your memory. That's what Christ is saying. What he said unto you. The servant is not greater than his Lord. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. And they have kept my saying, they will also keep yours. Now, you know what I mean? Now, are you better than Yahushua? Are you better than, okay, dang, I don't want to go to camp because I don't want nobody at my slavery to see me outside. You know what I mean? I don't want nobody that I know to see me out here. You know what I mean? Oh, nah, man. You know what I mean? Christ was out there dropping that truth, man. And Christ people, listen, we about to go into it and get into how Christ was rocking and how we need to be. We need to model ourselves after the king. All right, let's just jump to it real quick, man. But you not better than Yahushua, man. You got, oh, dang, you know what? What was I at? I got to read that last verse. It's a lot. That was John 15, right? John 15, 17. I'm going to go to 20. Okay, no. We too out. So let's drop that. Go to Matthew 2, 12. Go to Matthew 12 and 46. Oh, damn, hold up. Oh, yeah, count. Go to Matthew 12 and 46. All right. Okay. Check it out. Matthew 12 and 46. While he yet talked to the people, so Christ is out there at camp dropping the truth, just like we do all across the world, all right? Behold, look, so peep this. His mother and his brethren stood without. So his biological mother and his brother, they stood without, meaning what? That they wasn't in the circle. They wasn't in his circle. You know what I mean? They stood without. They wasn't in the camp. You know what I mean? Because they wasn't in our circle. All right, let's read on though. Then one said unto him, behold. So somebody said to Christ, hey man, look, thy mother and thy brethren stand without. Your mother and your brother, they right there, man. I mean, desiring to speak with thee. So this brother, so Salakia, our king, Yahushua, at camp dropping the truth. His mother and his brother come up to him while he dropping the truth. Like what he's doing is some light thing, requesting to speak with him. You know what I mean? In the midst of his speech. You know what I mean? Like what he's doing is unimportant. Let's read on. But he answered and said unto him that told him. So he said, this is the response that Christ gave to the cat that told him that his people were standing, requesting to speak with him. Who is my mother? So now he posing a question. Christ said, who is my mother? He asked the question, who is my brother, right? And he stretched forth his hand toward his disciples. Went like this. You know what I mean? Who is my mother? Who is my brother? Pointed to these brothers to the left and to the right, to the front, to the back. You know what I mean? On Shamar, out there, hazarding their lives, you know what I mean, to deliver that truth to the lost people, the Israelites, you know what I mean, that they ain't know there was Israelites and stuff like that, you know what I mean? But out there hazarding their lives, man. You know what I mean? And Christ had to check them. And this is an example of how you deal with your family if you ever encounter them at camp. You know what I mean? You gotta let them know, like, you don't come before this truth. This is of the Most High. You have to understand that. Now, I know you might not understand that, but just in case you don't, let me make this clear for you. You know what I mean? So he showed, and he stretched forth his hand to his disciples and said, behold, my mother and my brethren. And now he's about to explain why. Let's read on. For whosoever shall do the will of my Father, which is in heaven, do the will of the Father, meaning the brothers and sisters that's keeping them laws, statutes, and commandments, that's doing what the Most High say, going to camp, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? What have you, going to them classes, whatever. You know what I mean? Whatever the Lord's will is, keeping them, you know what I mean? Not eating no pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster. You know what I mean? Sisters ain't aborting their babies, you know what I mean? Ain't nobody being homosexuals, you know what I mean? Ain't no lying, ain't no stealing going on. You know what I mean? Why? Because they doing the will of the Most High, right? The same as my mother and my sister and my mother. You know what I mean? Why? Because the Most High is the Father. You know what I mean? And you do what he says to do. And this is something spiritual. Now, that's Christ's mother. You know what I mean? But this is spiritually. He's spiritually speaking to, like, listen, you ain't out here doing, you know what I mean? Boom. But let's drop that. I just wanted to get that real quick. I'm going to pull one more if I could. Matthew 10 and 34. Let's go to Matthew 10 and 34. We can probably pull that real quick. Matthew 10 and 34. It might be the first time I got through a whole jump. All right, let's get it, man. Let's get it. Now Christ is speaking here. This is in red writing. Think not, don't think this, that I come, that Christ came for this reason, to send peace on earth. Christ ain't come to send peace on earth. I know you looking at that image of Caesar Borgia, and Christ look like some soft cat that you'll wipe the floor with. You know what I mean? But Christ didn't come to send peace on earth. Christ was a man of war. I came not to send peace, but a sword. What's a sword used for? Christ didn't come to send peace. He said he ain't come to send peace. What's a sword used for? A sword is used for killing, right? You know what I mean? A sword is used for war. You know what I mean? Christ came to make war. All right? Let's find out with who. For I come to set a man at variance against his father. So he came to set a man at variance against his father, meaning they, you know what I mean, they differ. You know what I mean? So he came to set a man at variance with his father, and the daughter against the mother, and the daughter-in-law against the mother-in-law. You know what I mean? Christ came to break it up. Christ came to put, you know, to see what was really in brothers and sisters' heart, to separate those who want to serve the Most High versus those that don't. That's why when you come into this truth and you telling people you don't want to serve, you don't want to, you know what I mean? I don't celebrate Lupercilia. I don't do that pagan holiday stuff, man. You know what I mean? We not celebrating Valentine's Day or what have you. You know? None of that. You're going to have people that, you're going to have family members that go against you. You're going to be at variance with them. You're going to get into arguments. They're going to say you in a cult. You know what I mean? Y'all not going to be on one accord. Let's read on. And a man's foe shall be they of his own household. What's a foe? A foe is an enemy. You know what I mean? So you're going to have wars amongst, your own family members. You know what I mean? Why? Because you decide to serve the Most High and they still want to serve the devil. They still want to do everything that the devil say do, but you don't. You want to do what the Most High said to do. All right? He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. You know what I mean? You love your mother and your father more than you love, you know what I'm saying, Yahweh Shai, the Most High. Yahweh Shai is not the Most High, but I'm saying, you know what I mean? You love, you know what I mean, your peoples. You love your wife more. You know what I mean? Listen, let's read on. Salaki. And he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy. I want to celebrate Christmas for the kids. I want to do this for the kids. I want to do all this for the kids. You know what I mean? Son and daughter. You love son and daughter. You love your wife. You love, you know what I mean, more than Christ, more than our King, more than the Most High. Let's read on. More than me is not worthy of me. You're not fit to serve the King. You're not fit to serve the Most High. You understand that? And he that taketh not his cross, what is the cross? The cross ain't talking about no cross chain. You understand? Which is what a Christian would tell you. He that taketh not his cross, you know what I mean? Thinking that you got to wear some goddamn cross chain on and all of a sudden, magically, you in the good graces of Christ. You're an idiot. And he that taketh not his cross, the cross is the burden. Salaki, if I didn't say that. And followeth after me is not worthy of me. So you don't bear this burden. You don't bear that burden. You know what I mean? You don't uphold your oath that you took when you become an officer in this truth, man. You ain't worthy of Christ, man. You're not worthy to be considered one of his disciples, man. All right? With that, we right up on the time. So with that, I'm going to say Shalom. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai Barakathum. My brothers, Yahweh Shemor Lathan. Ba Hashem Yahweh Shai to the sisters.